Hello and welcome to LifeConfident.com's live stream. In this session I want to talk about something that's really powerful, and that thing is giving reputations. Now there's two sides to giving a reputation. There's the dark side that we all know about, giving somebody a bad reputation, where you start gossiping about somebody and then that gossip turns into a rumour, until at some point maybe somebody's reputation has been ruined. It might have happened to you, I don't know. But given a reputation, there's a flip side to this, because we can also give a positive reputation, and not many people really know that you can do this or how to do it. So I'm going to explain exactly how it works in this live stream, and it would be amazing if you went out and did it today or tomorrow. You tried it on somebody and you saw the effect of it. So what got me to thinking about this today was because I was on the phone to my dad a few days back, and he, quite by chance, without thinking about it, he gave me a reputation. And what got me thinking about it was because I don't think he's ever done that in his entire life. Our relationship is based more on sarcasm and pulling each other down in a friendly way, of course. But what he said to me was, we were discussing him, I think maybe starting a new hobby or trying something new, and he says to me, I don't have the patience that you have for doing something. And that was it. I mean, it was a throwaway comment for him maybe, but because I wasn't used to hearing something that is even a half compliment from him, it really stuck in my mind, and I realised you've just given me a reputation to live up to there. Now I'm going to give you another example that better illustrates the effect of giving somebody a positive reputation. Some years ago now, when I started writing books, it was my second book, in fact. It was based on the driving theory test, using memory techniques to teach the theory test material. And I thought to myself, well, I'm not a driving instructor here. I had a very good reason for writing this book, but I didn't really have authority as an author on this subject. So I thought, well, I'm going to go out and I'm going to take advanced driving lessons and get some authority, in case people ask me when I'm on the interview circuit or I'm promoting this book on stage or something. So I went to the local advanced driving association and I started getting lessons for advanced driving. And one of the things you do on these advanced lessons and in the exam is you do a commentary on your driving. So while you're driving, you're commentating, you're talking out loud about what you're seeing in your environment and what you're doing, what you're thinking about, how you're going to counter that potential threat that's up ahead in the road. Stuff like that. Everything that's going on in your environment, you commentate on it. Now, the guy that was teaching me or giving me my advanced lessons, when it came time for the exam, he said to me, They'll probably just ask you to do a few minutes of commentary. But when they do, instead of just doing a few minutes, do the entire hour. Because you're doing an hour just like in a normal driving test. So I'm like, okay, don't know why you're asking me to do that, but sure, you're my teacher here, and I'll do that. So when it came to the exam, and it's the police that will do the exam. They will sit in and examine you as you're doing your driving test for your advanced exam. And almost immediately, as we set off, he said, right, give me a few minutes of commentary. He seemed to be very sleepy to me at the time. It was a Sunday morning, and he kind of relaxed back in his seat, in his passenger seat, and closed his eyes and let me get on with the driving. He just opened his eyes every now and again to tell me to go in that direction or take that road. And so I did my few minutes commentary, and then I carried on commentating just as I'd been advised. And I did it for the whole 1 hour. And as the exam finished and we pulled up, and they give you your result there and then on the spot. It'll tell you whether you've failed your advanced driving or whether you've passed. And if you've passed, at what level? Is it bronze, silver, or a gold star? And so he sat and he thought about it for a few minutes. I had a look at his notes. And then he said, I'm going to award you a gold star. And he said, if you hadn't done the commentary for the entire hour, I wouldn't have really known what was going through your mind. And I wouldn't probably have given you that gold star. So I think there was probably things that I wasn't quite getting right, but he knew that I was aware of those things anyway because I was commentating on them. And something else he said, you know what? The chief inspector could not commentate as well as you commentated on that exam. And that completely blew me away. I had no idea that there was anything particularly good about my commentary. My teacher had never said anything. All he said was, just commentate for the entire 1 hour. Now, I had no comparison against somebody else's commentary, so, I was just doing it as normal and trying to find things to commentate on as I was driving. So until this very point when he said that my commentary driving was that good, I had no idea. And from that moment on, I had a reputation and I began living up to it. I started doing things to meet that reputation that he'd given me. Maybe I was here and he'd given me a reputation that put me here. So I started doing things to lift myself up and in my own mind justify that reputation he'd given me. For the company I worked for, I became a driving assessor. It was a national company, and I assessed the driving fleet for them. And partly that was because I started moving in the direction of this, and again partly because of this reputation I've been given. So how it works is, if you want to give somebody a reputation, what you do is you tell them, and if it's something they can do well, but it doesn't have to be 100% good. They could be 75% good at something. And if you told them that, wow, you're really good at doing this thing, whatever that thing is, and if they partly believe what you're saying, if it's potentially true for them, if they've thought about it in the past, but they never quite believed it, and they've never had any feedback from somebody else that's validated their belief that they are maybe good at this thing, then they would never have done anything about it until you just gave them that compliment in the form of a reputation. And now you're giving them a reputation, even if it's not 100% true, they'll start living up to it if there's some level of credibility in what you've said. Of course, if you're saying to them that they're really good at something that they're completely not good at, then, it's going to clash with what you're saying. But if there's some kernel of truth in what you're saying, if they're 75% good at what you're saying they're good at, they will continue, they will run with the other 25% and try and live up to this reputation that you're giving them. And it takes people in new directions in their life. It builds them up. It makes them feel good. It gives them a new belief. And every day they'll try to be better at this thing that you've told them that they're good at. They will literally live up to their new reputation. And here's the final thing about doing this. That feel-good factor that you've given them in this reputation, they will always associate with you. So now you've gone beyond just a normal conversation and giving someone a reputation. You've given them a feeling, a positive emotion, which they forever associate with you, and as a result, your friendship or your relationship, your connection with this person has become stronger. And that's all down to the power of giving a reputation, giving someone some positivity. And we're not just talking about complimenting somebody on their looks. I mean, that's something you can't do anything about. You're born with how you look. We're talking about something somebody can do, a quality, a skill, something they do naturally, whatever it is. If it stands out for you, tell them, give them the reputation. If it looks like they're on the way to being good at something, tell them they're better at it than they may be, so that they will take the other 25% and run with it and live up to your reputation until they're as good as you say they are. And that's it. That's the subject of this live stream. I hope you liked that. I hope you'll go out and pay it forward and try giving somebody a reputation, because it really is life-changing when you get it right. I know for a fact, because I've done it with people. And even if I've not had direct feedback from them, I know that they're taking it on because I've seen the change. And it really is powerful stuff. Far better than giving a negative reputation, right? Okay, let's leave it there, and I hope you'll join me again for another live stream very soon.